Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. It's getting towards the end of the week here, and I'm excited to be able to cover the third pillar of our 12 prosperity pillars. And the pillar is I act in spite of my mood. I'm really excited to be able to talk to you about this one. I love this because I know it's one that many of us, including myself, struggle with at times. And so let's get right into it. Last time we talked, yesterday we talked about I take personal responsibility, and the day before that, I create my life. But pillar number 3 is the real difference maker, in my opinion. I act in spite of my mood. Now, I know we all struggle with this, and we're going to cover some strategies on how we could kind of do a little bit better with this, but I'm going to start with a quote. And it's a quote by Bruce Lee. He said, "The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus." And I can't think of anyone who has more discipline than Bruce Lee had. And that's a powerful statement because, a successful warrior, which many of us feel like we are in life, right, is just that average person with laser-like focus. It's someone who is driven to be able to act in spite of their mood. So let's kind of tie this principle together with the idea of focus, because I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you, are you acting in spite of your mood? I ask you this because, many times we say that we are willing to do the things it takes, but are we really willing to do it whether we feel like it or not? Are we really willing to do it even when we don't feel like doing the things we know we need to do? Because all of us get up in the morning and we're tired. You might be getting up and saying, I've had a really rough job, my situation's bad, I'm stressed, I have bills, I have bad circumstances, I'm tired, I work hard, but I just don't have energy by the time I get home. But here's the thing you got to understand. Everyone struggles with that. Nobody wants to get out of bed early. Nobody wants to go to the gym. Everyone struggles with that. But here's the deal. If you say that you want to have a great life and you say that you want to make a difference, are your actions telling the story that validate what you're saying? Because the key, and that is it, the difference maker is those that are gonna move forward and act regardless of when they don't feel like it. If your actions don't reflect what you want, then it's doubtful that you really want it bad enough. Life is tough, and we don't always feel like the things that we're supposed to do that we're willing to do because we don't always feel up to it. But don't feel so overwhelmed that you put your own goals and dreams aside. Look, I've felt that way many, many days when I get up in the morning. I definitely don't feel like, going and working out pretty much any morning. But not taking action is going to destroy your ability to make progress in your life and get results. Failure and pain and struggle, they're all, those are things that are a lot worse, let me tell you, than not taking action and not acting in spite of your mood. Because when you're left with failure and pain and struggles, and regret and things like that, that you're not growing. That you're not going to be fulfilled and happy. So having growth happen for you is a key to living a great life. And one of the things I've recognized over time from a lot of people, including myself sometimes, is that we focus too much on our own problems and our own situation. And one of the things I've learned that really help me is when I'm feeling stuck is to stop making it about me. Stop making it about you. Stop making it about your feelings. Find some purpose and passion outside of yourself, and it can help you to move forward when you're feeling a little worn down. Because we're willing to do more for, key relationships or causes or purpose than sometimes we're willing to do for ourselves. So regardless, it's important to find something outside of you to focus on when you're starting to feel stuck or unmotivated. And you have to stop making it about you and your feelings and, all the stuff that you're wrapped up in order for you to create an ultimately fulfilling and happy life as well. So how do you start taking more action? What are some things you can do? Let me give you a few ideas on some strategies you can use to act in spite of your mood. The first one is pretty obvious. It's set some goals. Because when you have clear direction and you have focus in your life and you're clear and you got clarity, it's much easier to act in spite of your mood. When you don't feel like it and you're not driven to any kind of particular goal or destination, it's hard to move. When you've been able to take time and write down a clear vision of where you're going, it makes it much easier to see see it being real in your life, and you're willing to get up and move forward to that real tangible place you want to go. A second thing is make a commitment. Sometimes it's just simply a fact of making a commitment, not the decision, but the commitment that you're going to act in spite of your mood. You're going to go do the things you need to do. You're going to get up early and go to the gym, or you're going to go do what you need to do when you're off work. You need to make the decision, but it's more important to have a commitment, because when you commit to yourself, if your alarm is going to go off, you're going to get up when your alarm goes off. If you're going to follow through on that project, follow through on that project. If you can learn to make commitments and have the resolve to stick to your commitments, then that's going to make a big difference in your life. And you'll see all kinds of things change in your life when you're making commitments, not just decisions to do things. Another suggestion is, have you ever heard of the 5-second rule? The 5-second rule is, when a situation happens in your life, there's about 5 seconds, a 5-second period of time until doubt and indecision come into your mind. So you've got to act before those 5 seconds are up. And if you act, then you'll move forward. If you don't, you're going to hesitate. And that's when you're going to start to get more stuck and have lack of results in your life. So play the 5-second rule game with yourself. Tell yourself that I'm going to move forward. I'm going to act. I'm going to make a decision within 5 seconds of something happening, or within 5 seconds of something I know I need to do. And then you won't hesitate. And hesitation is a really, really negative thing for you to have in your life. So move forward with that 5-second rule. Another suggestion I have for you is power statements. If you haven't done this already, you might create some power statements. Maybe the principle itself is one. It could be something like, I act in spite of my mood, or I am successful. I take action and do not hesitate. I'm not necessarily talking about affirmations here. What I'm saying is create power statements so that when you get in that moment within the 5-second window, or the moment of indecision, or the moment you don't feel like acting in spite of your mood, you can make that statement, and it's a trigger for you to move forward or motivate you to do what you know you need to do. So to be able to act in spite of your mood, you need to create a change in your state, and sometimes those trigger statements can help you to do that, whether it's physical state or mental state or emotional state. And that's something that I also want to kind of mention. How do you create ways to change your state of mind, your state of physical being, and your mindset, so that you can take more action? Well, there's a lot of tools that you can use to do this. And, when it comes to changing your state, there's probably some great music that you have, maybe books, pictures, things that create vivid emotional responses. Maybe it's even just the Daily Mastermind mobile app. You can pull that out. It's free. That's why I put books and meditation and affirmations and everything in it for you, so that on the go you'll have something that can kind of kick you in the pants and get you going forward. I personally use certain songs that I'll play, or podcasts that I'll play in the morning, just to get me motivated to go to the gym and work out and do the things I need to do. Or I'll have pictures or memories or things hung up on my bathroom mirror. Everyone's different. So I encourage you to just find something that works for you, something that can help you to change your state of mind, your physical, mental well-being. And when you need it, they'll be there, and you'll be prepared with those. The key is to have those ahead of time. But obviously, the best thing you could do is move. Just get up, move around, walk, do whatever you've got to do to be able to change your state if you're starting to feel sluggish or not motivated. So I think the final thing that I want to kind of mention to you today with this prosperity pillar is create habits that support this. When your discipline and your motivation go out the door, habits are what's going to kick in and guide you to do the things that you need to do. That's why it's so important to have daily rituals, because rituals that you do over and over and over and over will create habits that you'll just do without having to think about it. It's so that you don't question every time whether you're going to get up and go to work or go to the gym or do the things you need to do or take care of your relationships or whatever it is. You don't question that every time once you've created real good, solid habits. And habits will help you to act in spite of your mood. So that's kind of my message for today. I guess what I would encourage you to do is be that person that backs up your talk with action. I believe it, and I'll say it again and again. Acting in spite of your mood is the difference maker, but you've got to back it up. You've got to back up your talk and your intentions with actions. And you'll be able to do this on a consistent basis the more you kind of go through some of the steps we talked about, whether it's goal setting, making commitments, power statements, tools, or things that you can have to trigger your state of being. and creating long-term discipline. So these are all critical things for you. I'd encourage you maybe just to write down the phrase, I act in spite of my mood. Hang that up on your mirror, on your dashboard of your car, your laptop, maybe your mobile phone screen. Put it some places so that you can tell yourself what you know you want to do. You're going to act in spite of your mood. And this is things that I think will empower you. I think it'll help you. As I've said before, over and over, I believe it's never too late to start living the life you're meant to live. So remember that. Do yourself a favor and start today. Even if you've fallen short in the past, start today and start moving towards your goals and moving towards the things that you want in your life. That's my message for today. Do me a favor, share the podcast, like and subscribe. Hit me up on the Daily Mastermind, Facebook or Instagram. Message me and let me know what I can do to help you out. I look forward to talking with you more. And tomorrow we're going to talk about I surround myself with positive people. And that's a great one as well. So talk with you soon. Have an amazing day.